Hi everyone, I'm Alex, and today we're going to delve into another distressing case together. Alexandria Ali Kostyal was born on September 11, 1997 in St. Louis, Missouri. She graduated from Lindbergh High School in St. Louis in 2016, where she was involved in cheerleading, track and field, youth and government golf team, and the National Honor Society. In 2019, Ali was attending Mississippi State University in Oxford, Mississippi. Oxford is a small, quiet town with a population of about 25,000, making it a great place for college students to live. The University of Mississippi is the main attraction in the town, with a high acceptance rate and relatively low tuition compared to other similar schools. Ali was determined to attend this university to pursue a degree in marketing. She was on track to graduate in the spring of 2020, attending summer school in addition to her regular courses. Ali had aspirations of working in the fashion industry, though she did not publicly disclose the specifics of her dream job. She had a fierce passion for her education and future career, making her stand out as a dedicated student at the University of Mississippi. Ali was a highly involved student, founding the Alpha Phi sorority, serving as president of the school's golf club, and teaching fitness classes in her free time. She was confident in her ability to find a suitable partner and settled down with an honest man by the time she graduated. In the fall of 2016, she believed she had found this man in Brandon Theisfeld, a student she fell head over heels for. Unfortunately, Brandon did not reciprocate her feelings. Ali was inexplicably drawn to Brandon and struggled to let go of him, even as she realized how far she was willing to go to keep him around. Ali actually met Brandon in Fort Worth, Texas in 2016. But discovered he was a student at the University of Mississippi. She saw their meeting as fate, but their relationship was not meant to be. While Ali was enamored with Brandon, others knew him to be a part of the popular crowd, who was not well regarded by those who truly knew him. Despite warnings about Brandon's character, Ali continued to pursue him, unable to resist his magnetic pull. All of Ali's friends remember him as a complete jerk. Brandon only talked about his father's money and how he could do whatever he wanted, because his dad would always bail him out. It didn't matter if what Brandon was doing was illegal or just plain wrong. He always did whatever he pleased, no matter who he hurt in the process. Other friends had similar opinions of Brandon. They said he was raised as a daddy's boy and had no respect for women, seeing them as nothing more than objects to be used. One friend remembered how he would constantly harass every woman he met. He would use them for his own gain and then move on to the next one. Sadly, this was also the case with Ali. Ali was deeply in love with Brandon. In the beginning of their relationship, Ali thought they were exclusive and officially dating. However, according to Ali's family, she was mistaken. Ali's mother recalled how Ali came home from college one day, excited about a boy she had met from Texas. Ali always had a fascination with Texas and its people, so meeting someone from there made her very happy. Initially, Ali described Brandon as just a crush, but it soon became clear that their relationship was much more than that. One of Ali's closest friends, Maddie Norris, never even met Brandon. According to Maddie, Brandon always had other plans and never made time to meet Ali's friends and family. Maddie later described Ali and Brandon's relationship as on and off, but for Ali, Brandon was the only person she cared about. Ali's friends say she was repeatedly hurt by Brandon. She would constantly make plans with him, but he would never show up. She would invite friends over to meet him, but he would disappear just hours before the meetup. She would schedule dates or phone calls, but he was never around. This all came to a head in the summer of 2019. By this time, Ali and Brandon had been involved with each other in some capacity for about 3 years. However, Ali dropped a bombshell on Brandon. On June 14th, around 10:15 p.m., she sent him a text message announcing that she might be pregnant, along with a photo of an inconclusive pregnancy test result. Despite Brandon usually avoiding Ali's attempts to reach out, this time he responded almost immediately, telling her to take the Plan B pill and move on with her life. He made it clear that he did not want a child, stating, "I do not want a kid at all. It will ruin my life. I will not help at all." Despite setting up multiple meetings to discuss the pregnancy, Brandon never showed up, citing excuses of being busy or forgetting. It wasn't until July that Brandon finally agreed to meet with Allie, but he had ulterior motives and a dark secret. Brandon had once again made plans to meet up on the evening of July 19, 2019. At this point, Allie was expected to have been about 3 months pregnant, but surprisingly, police found surveillance footage from that night showing that she had been at a bar. She took an Uber after leaving the bar and was seen driving home alone, indicating that she had likely been drinking. This occurred at 11:52 p.m. Just a couple of hours later, at 1:28 a.m., Brandon arrived for their planned meeting. He picked up Allie, and the two drove to a fishing camp at Sardis Lake. According to photos taken at the scene, the two had been drinking White Claws and eating junk food during their drive to the fishing camp. They arrived at around 2:15 a.m., and around the same time, witnesses reported hearing gunshots in the night. At 10:30 a.m. that morning, a police officer patrolling the camp came across a crime scene. Allie was found lying face down on the ground, with her purse, 2 cans of White Claw, and a bag of snacks nearby. A jacket was placed on a picnic table. It was evident that she had lost her life after being shot multiple times at close range. The officer discovered that Allie had been hit 9 times, but there were 11 shell casings found, leaving 2 rounds unaccounted for. The investigator noted that in all his years of service, he had never seen someone shot so many times before. Once the police confirmed Allie's identity, they immediately began working on the case by interviewing her closest friends and family members. They were particularly interested in the testimony of Allie's friends, and after speaking with several of them, detectives noticed that one name kept coming up: Brandon. Brandon was difficult to locate, but after some effort the police were able to contact him and asked him to come in for questioning. They did not disclose that he was a suspect, but simply stated that they wanted to hear his account of the night of the crime. However, Brandon treated the police with disrespect, making false promises to meet them for questioning multiple times without showing up. After Brandon failed to appear for the 3rd time, the police took more serious action and obtained a warrant for his arrest, as well as access to his cell phone data. They discovered that Brandon had left Mississippi and was heading towards Tennessee without informing them. The police issued a bolo for his truck, a Ford F-150 worth $80,000 that he had purchased with his father's money. About 2 hours later, Brandon was arrested. During the search of Brandon's truck, the police found a .40 caliber weapon that matched the one used at the crime scene, making the situation much worse for him. Brandon was quickly sent back to Mississippi for extradition. The police were trying hard to link Brandon to the crime scene, so they asked for Allie's phone records. Although they found the weapon used in the crime, they lacked a motive. Without a motive, it would be challenging for a jury to convict Brandon. However, they soon uncovered a significant amount of evidence that couldn't be ignored. By examining Allie's Apple Watch and iPhone, they were able to use her location data, fitness data, and text messages to create a clear picture of the crime, Brandon's involvement, and the timeline of events. They confirmed through Apple iMessage that Brandon was the last person to see Allie before she disappeared, matching their location data. The most incriminating evidence came from Allie's text messages about the pregnancy. Despite his reluctance to discuss the situation, Brandon made a drastic decision that would have lasting consequences for his community. However, an autopsy on Allie's body revealed that she was not pregnant. Following Brandon's arrest, law enforcement discovered a handwritten note in which he took accountability for his actions. The note was directed towards his parents, expressing his remorse for his behavior and the pain he had inflicted upon them. Brandon revealed that he had been grappling with dark thoughts for several years prior to committing the crime, unable to pinpoint their origin. He admitted to finally acting on these thoughts and expressed deep regret for his actions. Ultimately, Brandon was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. Thank you for watching, everyone. What do you think of today's story? Write your opinion about this case. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated on new stories from around the world. See you soon. Take care.